Hi class, welcome to another week of Marketing B341. This is week 2, and in this week we will be learning about what marketing is, really from a top-level standpoint. I wanted to take just a quick minute and kind of walk you through a couple of concepts in here to help you better understand what the marketing mix is and how that really relates to a product or a service. When we talk about the marketing mix, we're really talking about what the text and what the online course refers to as the 4 Ps. These include product, price, place, and promotion. When we talk about place, it means where do you buy this? Is this through a retail store? Is it online? Is it mail order, etc.? So it's really the distribution portion of where you find that product or service. Now, with the advent of database marketing, we're kind of seeing a shift from really consumer transactional business to consumer convenience or consumer relationship marketing, really. And that leads us to the 4 Cs. The 4 Cs are consumer value, cost, convenience, and communication. And they really kind of marry up with the 4 Ps. Now, whether you are an advocate of the 4 Ps or the 4 Cs, to me it doesn't really matter. What really matters is what is intended. The intent of those is really to get the correct marketing mix to position your product or service in the minds of consumers. So really, marketing is about communicating your value proposition for your product or service and to get that into the mind of your target market. So you're really fighting for what's called mind share, or share of somebody's mind. So let me explain that just by utilizing an example. So take a minute, think about, let me ask you this, think about a luxury high-end watch brand. Okay, you got that in your minds? Okay, many of you probably thought about Rolex watches. That might have been the first thing that came to your mind. So think about why that happened. Why did you think of them and not Seiko maybe, or Timex, or something else? Well, it has to do with their product mix or their marketing mix that has positioned them as a high-end watch manufacturer. So let's just utilize the 4 Ps and the 4 Cs and kind of go through that a minute just to give you a little bit of an idea of what we're talking about. First, let's take a look at the product itself. The product is made of high-end materials: gold, silver, pearl, diamonds, very high-end, costly materials. But that's not all. It's also what it looks like. It looks very valuable, obviously. The inner workings of it are amazing. But then there's the packaging of it as well. They package it in a really nice, luxurious box that has some nice felt with it, has a lot of attachments that go along with it. And so when you're presented that as a gift or you're purchasing it for yourself, it really kind of is an awesome thing as you take a look at that. They would not make this kind of an idea. Think about it this way. You make a really nice watch with all this gold, silver, diamonds in it, and then you just kind of put it in a blister bubble pack and then have it hanging on the rack. Doesn't have that same feel. So all of the things that Rolex does is to help underscore and highlight the fact that this is a high-end brand. So that's product. What about price? Well, these watches cost tens of thousands of dollars. I have it here. It costs an arm and a leg. But again, that price goes to underscore that this is a high-end deal. It's you're familiar with the saying, if you have to ask how much it is, you can't afford it. Well, that probably fits this Rolex model, if you will. Now let's look at place or convenience. So the place that you'll find these at you won't find them at Walmart's or Target's or Sears. Instead, you're going to find them at high-end standalone jewelry stores or Rolex retailers. And when you go into those stores, it's very plush. People are dressed very nicely and in really nice dress. And so again, it all goes to underscore this is a very high-end product. What about promotion and communication? Well, the promotions are, here's just 3 samples of some of their print ads. If you look at their TV ads or anything else, you'll see that they all have this very luxurious feel about them. It's not just the ad itself, it's also where they place that ad. You don't see these ads in, just think of any common magazine like Red Book or Good Housekeeping. They're just not going to be there. Instead, they're going to be in very high-end type magazines like the Robb Report or Boat International or architectural design. Those are very high-end journals that you'll find them in, or not journals, but magazines, and you'll find them there. And that's because, again, everything that Rolex does is to help position their product as a high-end product that's going out specifically at their target market. Okay, so that was just a quick primer, and the reason this is important is because this week you'll also be choosing a product or service that you will utilize for the rest of the semester. And as you put your projects together, you're going to be thinking about what that position is. What's the mind share? What do you want your target market to be thinking about your product? Is it a low quality, inexpensive type of a product? Is it a mid-range, or is it a high-end with an expensive price tag and lots of bells and whistles and lots of quality around it? So you'll be thinking about that. So as you go throughout the week, think about the products that you buy. Why did you buy them? Why do you utilize them? Some of you have iPhones or iPads. Why did you get that? Some of you drive vehicles that maybe aren't very expensive. Why? Mostly because we can't afford higher things. But think about why you make certain purchases, and it could be your clothing. You know, why did you choose Nike or Under Armour clothes versus something else? And think about what these manufacturers are trying to do in terms of their marketing to position that product in your mind the right way. So hopefully you've learned a little bit about the marketing mix and how it works. I will have another video that will talk about the projects and the particular product or service that you will utilize throughout the semester. So with that, welcome to week 2, and good luck as you go throughout the week and get your assignments in. Thanks.